Hello traders, Gary Wagner here. Just about 10:40 in Honolulu, 4:40 in New York. It is Wednesday, May 17th, 2017, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. And what a day we are witnessing. We are seeing a tremendous upside surge in gold pricing today. Of course, we've seen it ratcheting up all week, but today really has been a monumental day in terms of the drawdown in U.S. equities and precious metals getting bid up. We are currently trading up about $23 plus, just shy of $12.60. That's correct, $12.60 an ounce. Net change is about 2%, 1.91. It has traded to a high today of 61 and a low of 36, so we've had a pretty dynamic range. And of course, traders, we are long from what, 12.25. On today's show, I do want to talk about where I'm looking to move our stops up and where our exit strategy has put us to now that we have moved through a certain resistance areas. Over to silver. We're also long silver right now. That's trading up about 0.8% at 1688. The low today was 1675 with a high of 1703. So traders, an incredible day in terms of a price advance both in gold and silver. Of course, gold really taking on a life of its own as it truly acts as a safe haven asset, more so than silver, more so than any of the other typical safe haven assets, as we see the precious yellow metal climb almost 2% on the day. Now, if you recall, and I don't know how long ago I had this discussion with you, but I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and I talked about the fact that my primary job or function as an analyst and as the editor of the Gold Forecast is to make sure that our subscribers are positioned properly for the times that this market takes off, because my sense is that we can't act after it happens, but we have to be positioned before it happens. I believe that we effectively did that by putting our position on last week. Obviously, we're in at 25, the market's at 60. We've got substantial profits in our current trade. We also have a trade in silver where we have some substantial profits. And so with that in mind, now it's a matter of maximizing profit potential. We talked about the fact that what I really wanted to focus on was first these two moving averages, which occur at 1247 and 1250. They are our 200-day as well as our 50-day moving averages. My sense was that going through the 1240 area, that area having support or in some areas having some resistance, we really move through that like a hot knife through butter. We also moved through both the 200-day and 50-day moving average, and we closed above a 23% retracement, which to me is fairly critical at 1256, and that retracement is based upon the entire yearly range that we have seen gold move to. With that in mind, we want to look at potential targets. Now, we're at 1260, so that's the area we want to see if it can really make it through this particular price point. We certainly will take a stab at $1,300 again. Now, in terms of our stop placement, it's currently sitting below these lows right here, and I will send out a trade alert, but what I'm looking to do is to go back 3 full days. So today, yesterday, and the day before, look at this low right here, which comes in around 1228, and that would be a logical place to trail the stop up. Now, traders, as far as silver goes, I believe that we could easily see resistance at 1700, and that corresponds to the top right here. So we want to be a little bit more cautious with our silver play than our gold play, in that I believe that there is a increased probability that silver will kind of pull back before gold does. Currently, my recommendation is to maintain your long gold position, maintain your current stop. We will also move silver stops up, and that will also be based on going back 3 days. That will at least assure us that we cannot get a drawdown on this trade, and we can begin to lock in profits by trailing the stop up effectively if this rally continues. In other markets that we follow, U.S. dollar continues to trade under pressure today, off currently almost over 0.6%, 97.36. It has traded to a low of 97.34. So we're just off of the lows and a high of 98.01. But the big news was a triple-digit sell-off in the industrial average, Dow Jones Industrial Average, losing 372 points, a drawdown of 1.8% on the day. The NASDAQ Composite also under pressure, losing about 2.5%. And then finally, the Standard & Poor's, that gave up about 1.8%, closing at 2357. So traders, we've been absolutely focused on the U.S. dollar recently. We talked about the fact that we breached the 200-day moving average. This was back on Friday of last week. The last 3 days have resulted in a tremendous decline in pricing from approximately 99 to 97, so a drop of about 2%. Our next real level that we have been focused upon as a potential level for support is 97. 97.13 is our 61% retracement, and that's a retracement from the move last year, June, July, in which market was at 93, up to these recent tops just below 104. We're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average closing off about almost 2% on the day, breaking below 21,000, 20,606. So maintain your longs in gold and silver, maintain your current stops. We will look to move those stops up once again. This has been Gary Wagner wishing you, as always, good trading. We will talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.